Hello guys, welcome to Mix with Javix. And today I'm going to be showing you how I make use of my reverb, compressor and the sidechain technique to mix my vocals and to make my vocals to sit properly in my mix. Join me. Now, one thing about making use of a reverb in a mix is it can actually make your mix sound amazing if applied properly. But on the other hand, if you don't apply your reverb very well, it's going to be a very big chaos in your mix. Like it's going to mess up with your mix. Nobody wants to have a good arrangement, a good lead vocal, a good background vocals, good interlude, good chorus, sweet instrumentation. But then the mix is not sounding sweet. Or maybe the reverb is messing up with the mix and all. Nobody wants that. So today I'm going to be showing you one of the ways to get most especially a very clean vocal with a sweet blend of reverb without the reverb being heard. One of my teachers said something some time ago. He said, nobody needs to hear your reverb. Instead, your reverb should be felt. The reverb is not what you are listening to. We are listening to the vocals. So we just want to feel the effect of that reverb. Do you understand? And that's where most mix engineers, most producers get it wrong. They tend to increase the reverb, and then the reverb begins to overshadow the vocal, and it doesn't make sense. Looking at my screen, I have a project I did for a client, and this song is already out on all platforms. All the Glory. That's the title of the song. Now, let me play some part of the song before we get into the class of today.
I give you all the glory, I give you all the praise, they all belong to you. I give you all the glory, I give you all the praise, they all belong to you. I give you all the glory, give you all the praise, they all belong to you. All my life, all my days, you alone gets the praise.
Okay, now I'm going to solo the lead vocals and just get into what's actually happening here with the reverb. So I have my vocal stereo box already. I recorded in mono and then sent to a stereo box, as you can see on my screen. And here's my vocal stereo box. I'm going to solo the reverb bus before I tell you what's actually happening. So I want you to pay attention to what's going on with the vocals and the reverb. Right now, I just soloed the reverb bus. Now, if you paid attention to what was happening, when he was singing, when the artist was singing, the reverb goes down. But once he drops, the reverb comes up. And that's one of the sweetest ways to dial in your reverb to your vocals. So quickly, let me just show you what I did there. Now I have my vocal stereo bus. This is it. I'm making use of Logic Pro, but you can still apply this in any DAW you're using. So first of all, I already did this, but I'm just going to run you through how I did it. I sent my vocals to this bus I already created. I named it Vox Verb. Now, what's going on in this Vox Verb? I have my channel EQ. I just dialed in this low end cuts and this low pass filter. I had to cut this high end a little bit to around 12,000 or 13,000. It depends on the song you're working on or probably what you want to achieve. But this is what is actually going on in this particular mix. Then I brought in my reverb. Here I'm making use of my Fab Filter Pro. It's one of my favorite reverb. Yeah, one of my favorite reverb plugins. So I have this Fab Filter Pro here, and you can see my setup. I have a very high decay rate. The mix is set to 100%. I'm not concerned, I'm not bothered about this mix here because I'm not inserting it. I'm going to control the volume of this reverb from the send knob, as you can see here. So this is my setup for the reverb. And then here is where the magic happens. I have this compressor still from FabFilter C2. Now, most compressors have this option or this function of sidechain. Now, what happened? I went into this sidechain option here. If you have this Pro C2, or you can still check any compressor you make use of. Most compressors have this function. Now, I'm going to sidechain my vocal bus to this compressor. Now, you can see I already did that. Let's say I want to sidechain any other stuff. Let's say my BGVs. I'll just click this bus here. But I already sent my stereo bus to this sidechain function. So making use of this sidechain function, I sent my stereo box, my vocal stereo box to this compressor. So what's happening here is whenever this vocal comes in, this compressor reduces the amount of reverb that is being like heard. So here, let me just solo it. Are you seeing what's happening? Are you seeing it? The vocal is singing and the compressor is docking the reverb. The compressor is docking the reverb. Oh, so like, now this is the setup I have. Okay, before I continue, this is the setup I have. I had to like go all the way down because I needed it to be very harsh. And then you can just play with the settings. Here I'm using auto gain. But remember, like I said, I'm controlling most of the volume of what I'm letting in through here, through the send knob. Do you understand? So we'll still come back to this. But basically, this is what is happening here. Now, if you're making use of the Proceed to, make sure to come here because most times you will not see it like this. But make sure you come to this sidechain function. You click on it and click on external. Now, this external means that you're giving this guy here the sidechain function from the external bus. That is what is controlling this compressor. But if you leave it at external, nothing is going to happen. You can observe that nothing is happening. The compressor is not engaging. But once I click on this external, that means this guy here, which is my vocal stereo bus, is controlling my compressor. Now let's see. Wow, this is beautiful. So we are done with our reverb setting and our compressor is set doing its sidechain. Now let's listen to, okay, I'm going to dial the reverb in the context of the full mix. Or okay, maybe let me just go with the pad and the vocal first. Now I also have some other reverb I inserted like Valhalla, but then I have a different setting. It has a different function. It's doing totally a different thing. And the reverb here is not even, you can't even feel it that much. The reverb that is doing most of the work is this reverb that I sent my vocals to. So but let me switch this guy. Let me turn it up.
Praise. I give you all the glory. I give you all the praise. They all belongs to you. I give.
Now, you observed how the reverb was being docked under the vocals. So now, once you are done with the settings and all, you now dial in the amount of the reverb you want. Like, I might just leave it at minus 25, depending on whichever settings or the kind of song you are doing or how you want it to sound. But the beautiful thing is, The reverb goes out of the way once your vocal comes in. That's the idea. The reverb doesn't overshadow your vocals. The vocals is standing clean. The vocals is sitting pretty in the middle of your mix. So let's listen to the full mix.
I give you all the glory, I give you all the praise, they all belongs to you. I give you all the glory, I give you all the praise, they all belongs to you. I give you all the glory, give you all the praise, they all belong to you. All my life, all my days, you were alone gets the praise.
Okay, guys, so that's one of my favorite ways of using reverb in my mix. It allows my vocals to breathe. It makes the reverb to not be too loud or like be heard. Just like I said, your reverb is not supposed to be heard. Your reverb should just be felt. Do you understand? Your reverb should not overshadow your vocals. That's the beauty of it. We sent our vocal stereo bus to a reverb channel I created already. And in this reverb channel or bus, I have my EQ where I cut out the lows, the highs, and then the reverb itself with a very high decay rate, with the distance 100%. You can see my settings here. The mix is at 100%. I'm not bothered about the percent here because I'm not controlling the volume from here. The brightness, the character. You can still achieve this with any other reverb. Just give it the same approach like the settings, having a very wide space, a very high decay rate and all. And then the main guy doing the job here is the compressor. So when the vocal comes in, I already sidechained the vocal. I sense the vocal bus here. So when the vocal comes in, this compressor reduces the amount of reverb. It ducks the reverb under the vocal. It makes your vocal clean. It makes your vocal sit properly in the mix. So if you've been struggling with making use of reverb, you can try this option. There are several other ways you can make use of a reverb. And this is not just the only reverb I used in this vocal. I have like two other reverbs I used in the mono channel and still in the stereo bus. But that would be a class for another day. Thank you for joining, and please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.